Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Let's Speak English YouTube channel. My name is Hannah and I'm so excited to be back here on the channel with you today, teaching you some inglés útil para el día a día. Today we have a really fun and exciting video for you guys. Today I'm starting a new series on this channel called ¿Qué tal el inglés de mis amigos españoles?, where I'm going to interview some of my Spanish friends here in Santander. I'm going to ask them some questions in English to see how their level is. And then at the end, I'm going to give them a little test. So pay attention and enjoy the interview. So today we're here with my friend Nacho.
Hello.
Nacho is one of my friends here in Santander, and today we're going to test his English skills. So Nacho, first of all, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, so I'm Nacho. I'm 28 years old. I live here. I was born here. I'm just really into English since I went to my Erasmus. And well, since then I've been watching a lot of TV shows, films in English. And here in Santander right now, I'm the president of ESN, which is an association for international students. So I'm pretty much practicing my English every day.
Great. So I have some questions for you. How long have you been speaking English?
How long? You mean properly or just speaking English?
Well, when did you start learning English?
Well, at school, I guess almost everyone. Since I started my primary school, I started to study it. But like I said, I didn't really get interested about it till I went out of Spain and I had to communicate and just start to be a bit more fluent.
Nice one. Okay, great. What do you think about how you were taught English at school?
I think educational system in Spain could be more modern, maybe. I think we learn a lot of grammar stuff, which is good and which is useful. And maybe it's the thing really fail the most in my speaking. But there is a lot of stuff like really speaking, listening, that they don't pay much attention to it when they teach about it. But sometimes it's not really useful when you're out there and people start to speak to native speaking is totally different when they use some kind of expressions. You are not taught about it.
Okay, interesting. So what has been the most useful thing for you when you were learning English?
The most useful thing, I think the main thing is just to communicate, to try to communicate with others. That's when you really have to put your effort into saying the words properly, use the English properly, but also on the other way, to listen and just to make the effort to watch the TV shows, your favorite TV shows, not the Spanish ones, but those who are made in United States or England or Ireland, just to make sure you put maybe the Spanish subtitles, but with the English audio, with the original one. Paying attention to the lyrics in the English music you also listen to. I think that's when you start to educate your ear for the English.
Very nice. Okay, great answer. My next question for you is, what is the most challenging thing about English for you?
Wow. Okay, so the most challenging for myself the most challenging thing, thank you teacher, for me is the grammar, because I don't pay much attention to it. But I think when I try to speak really fast, I just forget about how to express it properly and just focus on saying, on communicate whatever I want to say. But also it's funny, one of the things I love about English, and one of the things that I believe is harder, is just when you are dealing with different accents, people like English speakers for different places. So it's not the same to talk with someone from Texas that someone from Liverpool, and that's something hard to deal with. More when you are not used to it, to switch that accents, that expressions.
Yeah, of course. And do you have a favorite accent in English?
Yeah, Scouser.
Can you do a Scouse accent?
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna put in my actor mood. So would you like some chicken en dan gaan nog hoog?
Not bad. It was alright. Yeah, it was grand.
Liverpool, they city in the world.
And talking about challenges with English, what's the toughest word for you to pronounce?
The toughest word to pronounce, I think is not sure now, but maybe focus.
Focus?
Focus, yeah, that's right. Because it can, like, if you mispronounce it, it may sound like something you don't want to say, like...
Exactly. The importance of correct and clear pronunciation in English, right? But we can say Nacho has a really good pronunciation, so congrats.
Thank you.
Okay, and about pronunciation, so do you prefer British or American Standard English?
I prefer British. I think for the extension that, like, Great Britain has, it's impressive how many accents in such a small territory exist. So for me, it's really funny to listen to those differences, like from London to the south of England, to Liverpool, to Manchester, Mancunian too, like Geordies, even Scottish. I find it like really, really nice to have that variety of accents.
Yeah, big variety.
Also Irish.
I was going to say, when are you going to bring up an Irish accent? What do you think? So, you prefer British. What about British and Irish? What's better?
Irish, totally. Yeah. Why couldn't I say it before?
And my next question is if you've had any experiences in an English-speaking country.
Yeah, I had, but just like when I was there for vacation. Oh, okay. So one funny story is when I was in London, I was like 3 years ago. I was like pretty excited because I knew like my English was better than the last time I was there, which was like, I don't know, like 15 years ago. I don't remember. So I was really excited. And when I was there, like, I remember I was like communicating really good, with the people there at the stores. I was like, man, I'm like a native speaker. And I went to this bar and I was like sitting having a pint. And this old fellow came to me, like he sit like next to me. He ordered a pint. And he told me like something. It was something like this, like, "Hey, in it." And I looked at him and I was, yeah, totally. And I looked at front and it was like, I don't know English at all.
That happens. I mean, that happens to me in Spanish all the time, so don't worry about it. And apart from that, I think you get by pretty well with your understanding and people, right?
I'll say again.
You get by pretty well.
I get by?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know that expression.
Whoa. Qué buen uso de un phrasal verb. This phrasal verb to get by, it means defenderse. Like, arreglárselas.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I think I get by like pretty well. In that case, it got me a bit unaware. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever you said, man. But yeah, normally I believe I have no problems about communicating.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't think you do either. Nice one. Is there anything that you want to improve about your English or anything that you think you need to work on?
Oh yeah, my grammar, totally. My grammar and some of my pronunciation, I believe. And always I like to learn some new like phrasal verbs or some expressions that makes me a little bit more fluent or looking like a native speaker.
Un toquecito nativo, no? Okay, so my next question for you is, what's your favorite word in English, if you have one?
My favorite word. So since one of my favorite words in Spanish is lóbulo, which is this part of the ear. I think in English could be lullaby. It's a word that I really like, and the meaning it's relaxing, which is nana in Spanish. But yeah, also I like aluminum.
Aluminium.
Or aluminum, depending on the accent. Of course, I prefer British accent in general, but I like to say aluminum.
Cool. So you are a follower of Let's Speak English. How long have you been following us?
Okay, so I started following the page, I don't know, like many years ago. It started to appear, like Robbie B started to appear in my algorithm in Instagram. And well, in that moment I was starting to feel curious about how to get my English better. So I thought, just what a funny guy, like teaching English native expressions or correcting some common mistakes. So I started to follow it, and now I'm a fan. I would say since 6 years.
6 years.
6 years, yeah.
Nice. And are there any videos that have been really like memorable for you, or like any that you found really useful, or something that has stood out to you?
Well, like I said, like the word I cannot say is focus, and focus. And I remember there was a video of it, I believe so, that he was like explaining how to pronounce it. Still I can't. But yeah, it's not that I have like some videos, but I always remember the catchphrases.
Well, we're super glad that you are a fan of the page. So great. Well, so far, Nacho, you're doing a great job in this interview. I mean, I was expecting to have to correct you, and I haven't. So, slay. So now we're getting to the fun part, okay? So we've had a little interview, gotten to know Nacho a little bit about his experience learning English. And now, quiero ponerte a prueba with some translations for things that some students typically struggle with. Are you ready?
No.
We're going to start off nice and easy with some translations of sentences that contain irregular verbs. Okay. Fui a la tienda, pero no fui al parque.
Went to the store, but I didn't went to.
Try again.
I went to the store, but I didn't go to the park. What did I say before?
You said I didn't win.
I didn't win.
The classic mistake. Yeah. You can't make this mistake. When it's negative, you don't change the verb in the past. No. This is a teaching point. Conduje el coche, pero no conduje el tractor.
I'm not sure how to say tractor in English.
Tractor.
Tractor? Yeah, okay. So I drove the car, but didn't drive the tractor.
Well done. Good. Traje el informe, pero no traje el borrador.
Man, like I brought the document. What's the informe? Like
report.
Okay, like the report. I don't know how to say borrador.
Draft.
So I brought the report, but I didn't bring the draft.
Well done. Yo estuve ahí, pero ellos no estuvieron.
I was there, but they weren't.
Very good. The last one in this section. Me hice cura, pero no llegué a ser obispo.
You're just making this for humiliating me, right?
No.
I became a priest, but I did not become a bishop.
Wow, vaya nivelazo. Well done. ¿Qué tal los verbos irregulares de Nacho? Let us know in the comments. Let's move on to the next section of this test. The next one, I've got a short little section. 3 common mistakes. Okay. So, how do you say estoy de acuerdo in English?
I agree.
Well done. Because most people say...
I agree.
Exactly.
I used to do that. I used to do that mistake.
You used to make that mistake?
Yeah, I used to make that mistake.
And how did you get rid of mistakes like that?
By getting corrected, mainly. And then you try to remember for the next time you say it.
Nice one. So you think being corrected and repeating it the right way is the way it works?
Yeah, and also I think most of the expressions you say or I say is because my ear is used to listen to them or to hear them.
To hearing them.
Yeah, to hearing them. Yeah, because sometimes I know I'm making a mistake because it doesn't sound for me natural. So that's why.
Nice. That's how you know you're a real pro in English, when you have that intuition. The last one, really, really common mistake that I hear all the time. Mi amigo me invitó a un café.
My friend bought me a coffee.
Well done. Really nice. Because invite in English only means to ask someone to go somewhere. It doesn't mean to pay for it the way it is in Spanish.
Or, for example, I used to work in a bar, and when I wanted to buy something for them, it was like, it's on me.
Exactly, yeah. It's on me, or if you want to say that the establishment is paying for it, it's on the house.
It's on the house, yeah.
Well done. Really nice. Okay, your test is almost over, Nacho. You'll be glad to hear. Our final exercise for you is about conditionals. So, I'll tell you in Spanish and you tell me in English.
Okay.
Lo haría si pudiera.
I would do it if I could.
Well done. ¿Qué harías si eso pasara?
What would you do if that happened?
Well done. Si le conocieras, entenderías mi punto de vista.
If you knew him, you would understand my point of view.
Well done. Si hubiera habido tormenta, no habrías asistido.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah. Si hubiera habido tormenta, no habrías asistido.
If there would be... No, if there have... If there have...
Not have.
No, have. If there had
Well done.
be a storm, you wouldn't have come.
Well done. Vaya nivelazo de Nacho, ¿eh? Si hubiera tenido un buen empleo en mi país, no habría venido aquí.
If I had a good... No, if I had have... No, if I had a good job in my country, I wouldn't have come here.
Well done. Well done, Nacho. You did a great job today. That was awesome. Thank you very much for joining me for this little interview and English test today. Do you have any final words to share with the viewers of Let's Speak English?
This was a trap. She kidnapped me and I'm living just in the basement. Please help. Learn English because it's really useful nowadays more and try to do an active learning, like do your effort to
Make an effort.
make an effort to watch like films, TV shows in English, like pay attention to the lyrics in the songs you listen to, like Taylor Swift or whatever you listen, and and come to Let's Speak English.
Yeah, that's right. So remember, guys, si tú quieres asistir a clases con profesores nativos de lunes a viernes para todos los niveles, hay un enlace en la descripción si quieres más información. Thank you so much, Nacho, for joining. Un fuerte abrazo y nos vemos en clase. Well done.